Hey, what's good? What's going on, everybody? You already know who this is, and it's definitely your favorite soulful child. Yeah. Shark code back to you once again at the PEG podcast, Positive Energy Generation. We that for life, man, and we constantly uplifting the vibes, giving you more high frequencies to vibe off of. And man, it's not that like ordinary to come across artists that got really, really good gifts. So I'm here to connect you with those artists. And man, you never know. I'm always in my bag. So I had to pull out my man's Apollomusiq. Man, he's full of just so much life. And his song, Not Your Ordinary Love Song, bro, or no, Not Your Typical Love Song, has been played on the podcast. And I love it. So I'm pretty sure you love it. So I had to bring him to the forefront, let him get onto the podcast. So, bro, Apollo, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. How about yourself?
Hey, it's blessed, man. I'm blessed to be here, blessed to be alive. And I'm grateful to be here with you. So
Man, likewise. The feeling's mutual.
I always like the flow of things, and we've been working together, try to get on, and now we here. So
Yeah.
let's dive into it. I want the listeners to really tap in with you. So tell us a little bit about Apollomusiq, who you are, and how we got here.
All right. So my name, I go by Apollomusiq, man. I started doing music started writing when I was 15. I
Mm.
started writing at the age of 15, but prior to that, percussions is my first love. So before I started doing any lyrics or anything, I was on the drums. So
All
that's where
right.
it's at. That's where it started at for me. And I grew up in Detroit. I'm all the way from Detroit. What up, though? You
Shout
know what
out
I'm saying? Shout
Detroit.
out. And my inspiration behind music was just like Aretha Franklin,
Oh,
Temptations, Alicia Keys, like Jamie Foxx, like Usher, Chris Brown, like
oh yeah, all the heavy
all those
hitters.
good people. Yeah, all the heavy hitters, you know. Like that's where my inspiration came from. But it really started with Alicia Keys. Like I remember
Oh,
going to my first Alicia Keys concert, man. Ever like I got
damn.
tickets for Christmas one time, and but I never forget that experience. And since that day, it was like set in stone in my mind and my heart. Like this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
So yeah, so now I'm here.
Hey, Alicia. Hey, that's a good
Yeah,
one, man. I love Alicia Keys. Shout out to Alicia Keys. And bro, I'm glad she was able to inspire you to like, this is what I want to do. I want to go do that. So when you actually was there at the
mm.
concert, man, and said this being the first experience very live for you. And what was the main thought? Like you said, I wanna do this, but what you scared? What was your main thought to push past this fear you may have had? If you had any.
Man, yeah, I did. Man, like so my first time, like so I started writing music. It was just like as an outlet. But I finally gave it like a real legitimate try when
Mm,
I it was like my 10th grade year in high school, and we had a talent show. Like this was the first
okay.
time they ever did a talent show in a long time. So I signed up to do it, and I never forget that feeling, man. My heart was like literally pounding outside of my chest. I was so scared, man, like so scared. But when the curtains opened, it was like the room stopped. It's like the
Mm,
room completely stopped, but I'm moving still in like regular speed, and everything
yeah.
else around me is like time lapse, real slow. And I was killing it. Like it just came naturally. Like singing, dancing, stage presence, like working the stage, like all of that was just natural. I've never been on stage before. I've never done
Mm.
nothing like this in front of people before. So it was a different feel.
So
And
it sound like
the
it's meant
room,
for it.
I was, man. Like it was like the room was like dead silent. Like you can literally hear like people pin drops and like you could hear the wind blow. That's how quiet it
Mm.
was like during the entire performance. And then when I was done, the entire auditorium erupted. It was like,
Hey,
and I
let's
was like,
go.
yo, oh yeah, this is for me, bro. I'm doing this. But ever since
Yeah.
then, people been putting respect on my name. Like it's been up, but
You better
it's a
go
blessing.
take that. I like that. You better go get that, boy. I like that. He said, look, I don't like I like when people take the opportunity because stage fright is really hard to get past, especially when it's the first time. The
Man.
fact that you choked it up, you're like, I'm just gonna eat this up and I'm
No,
gonna
I
bring
really
this
did want
up.
to back out. I was going to back out, man. I remember sitting at the piano, bro, and I prayed. I just pray, and I was just like, yo, like I don't know, I ain't never felt nothing like this before. Like that's
Yeah.
how I knew it was real, man. And I was like so nervous, but I couldn't back out because like as I'm like getting ready to talk to the host and tell her like I don't think I can do this. The curtains is open, and then
It's
I'm just
over.
like,
Like
ah,
showtime, baby.
shit. And then the music start. So I'm just like, man, fucking, it's go time. It felt like that Eminem moment, like
Yeah.
throwing up the mom spaghetti for real.
Hey, it's all about that make it break it. You gonna make it How you gonna break? So man, I'm glad that you actually made it. We appreciate it because now you're here. So what
Yeah,
actually connects you to music? You know, you talked about how when we, you know, when you start writing and how you got into it, but what connects you to music?
man, it just make my soul. It just make my soul sing.
Mm,
Like Like it just make my soul sing. Like I just ever since I've been born, that's all I've known. Like
music.
that's just all I've known. It's just
Yeah.
music. It's nothing else in life that I've known. Well, culinary. If I wasn't doing
Oh, cooking, we
music,
chefing.
I'll be cooking. Yeah. If I wasn't
Hey,
doing music, that's what I would be doing. But no, it just music was always where it was at. Like even growing up, I remember the 106 and Park days with AJ and Free.
big facts,
Like
big
I'm talking
facts.
about, I remember all of that. Like all that whole little era. I went
OG.
to the first screen tour with B2K, Marcus
Hey,
Houston. Yeah, like boy, man, I went like
I was
that's
there. I
all
was
I've been
there.
known.
Man, I
That's like
like
that's
that.
all I've known, man. It's just music. Like it's just always been in my face. It's always been present in my life. Like
You capitalized on
at,
it.
all my memories that I have is connected to either a song or a beat or a lyric. It's something. It's not nothing that happens in my life that doesn't have a reference to it, a
Mm.
reference song.
And you speaking of reference, you know, we all have up and downs in life, you know. Pretty sure on this journey that you've been on in music, it has some ups and downs. So through the journey that you've been on, the experiences you've been able to have, what is something important that you learned through the lessons of music?
Man, I learned a lot, honestly. But the main thing that I really learned is like you started off before we even, went live for the podcast, like staying true to yourself.
Mm.
That's something I stand so like true to, is staying true to yourself because you stick to what you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like it's just some way, somehow, like it may seem like you know nothing at all, but when it comes time for you to make that step forward, it's
yeah,
like that answers just automatically come to you, but that comes to you because you're truly being yourself when you in
being
your
yourself.
full essence of you. Yeah. And it's like
Yeah,
that's when things start to flow. That's when things start to like happen. Because prior to, like, I used to force it. It was hard to, like, we talked about being inspired by these artists. When you're inspired by these artists, you start to mimic. And
yeah,
that's a thing that can hinder you from growing, is like mimicking and stuff. So during that process, it's like you have to find you. You have to find what
who
works
you
for
are.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, during this whole little process. So, and another thing, like, I've learned, is just giving in to the process. A lot
Mm.
of people go against it. A lot of people reject things that they just simply don't understand, that they can't see, feel, touch. Like if people can't
So,
do those things in the physical realm, they don't believe it to be true.
yeah,
And that's not how I operate. Like you have to give in to the process. You have to trust the process, and you got to stay humble, man. You
you
said
definitely
do
gotta stay
everything
humble.
you do in love. Because you
Yeah.
can't, if you do it without love, if any other reason you do it for, it ain't gonna work. I'm trying to tell you,
I
it's not
like
gonna
that.
work.
I like that. You gotta do it from the heart. You
You
know what
got
I'm
to,
saying? I
for
like that.
sure.
Why do you think people are like that? You touched on something. You said that people basically don't go that far and basically find that love for it. Why do you think people don't go that far but wanting to learn or find that love for it?
It's scary. I mean, let's
Yeah.
be honest. It's scary. We're not gonna sit up here and pretend like it's all rainbows and all
Big facts
laughters
though.
and peace, because it's not. Like
Yeah.
it's scary. Like it's change is scary. If I can wake up and do the same thing over and over again and predict what the next thing gonna happen, what my next day gonna be like, if I can predict what my next Tuesday gonna look like a week from now, most people are comfortable with that. That's a
Oh yeah,
safety
that's
net for
true.
them. It's
Safety.
because it's like they know what's gonna happen, but getting out there, taking that step in a different direction, going against the grain, you don't know what's going to come from there. But
Yeah.
a lot of people don't believe in themselves. They feel like they're not equipped with the tools and the armor that they need to go out there and get the job done. But really, they do.
They
But they just
do.
can't see it. They just don't see it within themselves because they're searching from it in the physical realm. We talked about the
Uh-huh.
physical realm.
Yeah.
Everything is about right now. So
Right
they're
now.
searching for that thing that's already inside of them. They're searching for that in the physical realm. So they all going in different directions. They're distracted. They're not focused. They're not really tapped in. You feel me?
And it's like peace, you know what I'm saying? I see peace like that. It's like we search so hard in life for peace when it's
And love.
really in love and it's in us. Like it starts within us. Peace starts within us. Love starts within us. So you
Mm-hmm.
searching, you looking, is like you'll never find it until you start with yourself. So I really like
Facts.
you said that because it leads back into, like you said, that the physical realm. Is like you have to love yourself on all sides, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. All that comes together, giving yourself that self-care.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love what you did with the song. Like, you could definitely tell that you put patience, you put time, you put thought into this song. The way the music is itself that collides with your voice, it's like, I'm telling you, man, it's dope. It's really dope. So I
I
really want to
appreciate it.
dive
Thank you.
into always, man. I want to dive into what you had shared with the podcast family, PG family, which is Not Your Typical Love Song. Like if you have not already listened to this song, you need to stop right now what you're doing. Go listen to it. Cause my boy is fire. All right, but you know what I'm saying? Definitely have to go listen to it. And why did you decide to pick that song to share with people?
Because it's R&B is back. It's a statement. So it's
Come on
like
now.
everybody is always looking like, well, R&B is dead or there's not enough R&B. It's like there is, there is still that feel, that 90s vibe, like that 90s feel,
Yeah.
like it's still there. Like, and when you mentioned like time and focus and thought, I do that with every song that I do. Because it's a piece of me. Like I'm giving
Yeah.
me, my
Art.
my full self, yeah, like to everybody out there, and I encourage everybody else to do it. So I hope when people listen to this song, they get inspired to and get happy again about
Yeah.
R&B and start rallying behind our true R&B artists because there's a lot of us out here,
It
and they
is.
dope. They dope. I'm
Very
telling you.
dope, very dope, and that's simply why we have the artist of the week because, like you said, so many that's out here. We just
Mm-hmm.
don't know, we don't tap in, we ain't really included, so we have to get included. And you guys will be able to listen to that particular song very soon, so you have to stay tapped in. That's why I ain't gave his social media out yet because y'all nosy, but y'all really didn't want to tap in, but you do want to tap in.
Facts.
So tap in, you feel me? So man, I love that song. What are some future projects that you're working on that people can actually stay tapped in with you on? Because like I said, I love that song. So I'm right there with you, man. I want to know more.
So January 20th, I'll be dropping a 8-song project. So that's gonna be my first my first body of work
Okay.
since this is kind of like I count this one as my real first body of work. The first one was
Mm,
kind of like an experiment to see if I can do it. I've done it, but now that I have different perspectives and
yeah.
different insight and knowledge, like I'm applying that to my music and like growth, my
Yeah.
life experiences, my daily experiences. Like I'm displaying that in this music. So January 20th of 2023, I'll be releasing that. That's a Friday. So that's when all the
Hey,
music come out. So can't nobody say they can't find it because y'all gonna
yeah,
be
they
searching for the
can.
music. Y'all gonna be searching for that music. So that's coming out for sure.
And you gotta tap in because, like I said, when you hear Not Your Typical Love Song and then you dive into this 8 song project right here, bro, it's like going into a whole different world. It's a vibe, you know what I'm saying? So I like it. Before we even dive a little further, I want to make sure people actually stay tapped in because I know you waiting. To all the listeners out there, I know you guys be waiting. So shout to social media outlets where people can stay tapped in, make sure they plug in with the new drop that you got coming up soon.
All right, so you can touch me on all platforms, and I do mean all at
Yeah.
Apollomusiq. That's Apollomusiq. Now I say music like Soul Child because if you love some R&B, it's music Soul Child is definitely in your playlist for
Oh
sure. You
no,
feel
for
me? So
facts.
for
Big facts.
sure. So
Can't say,
Apollomusiq on everything.
hey, check my man out at Apollomusiq on all major platforms, all social media platforms. Like you said, you can find them. Go right now in Google and just type Apollomusiq. It's gonna
That's
come up.
it.
You even
It's
gotta
gonna
go
come
look
up.
that further. Like it's that simple. All right, check them out, get connected with them, and make sure y'all go follow that project because it's gonna be a live project. And stay tuned because you haven't heard it yet. You gotta listen to it. It's out. Okay, nosy people. All right, man. So let's dive back into when you was talking about your the people that inspired you and why you actually jumped into music. You mentioned some great heavy hitters, especially Alicia Keys. You
Hmm.
talk about music soul child and these type of people, Usher, being the reasons why you dove into music, wanted to do more. Out of those role models, what made you like pick these specific role models? Because it's like they're different, different all do different ranges and songs. They put different pieces together, but they are a masterpiece individually. So what did you see from individuals such as Alicia Keys and Music Soul Child, Usher, people like that, that you wanted to bring into the music world? Because you talked about
All
R&B
right.
soulfully.
Right. So, all right. So my top three is Alicia, Usher, Jamie Foxx, and I'm gonna tell you
Hey,
why.
okay.
So, Alicia Keys for sure is because that was my first like real taste of R&B music. I mean,
Mm,
of course, I grew up in an era where we had Sierra and we had Beyonce's and
thanks.
we had all of them people. So, but Alicia Keys was the one that best spoke to me, is
Mm,
because songs in A minor, she produced that whole project. Like her first, like that was her first one that she produced herself. Like
right.
she's a dope producer. Like a
Yeah.
lot of people don't know, like she produced a lot of records, she writes a lot of records. Like she's really that deal. But women has always been inspiration in my life. My mom is a single mother, but women has always been the one that held me down, that showed me the way, that taught me the ropes as far as how to carry myself, as character, integrity, how to
Right.
speak, like that's
Important.
where the inspiration came from. So that etiquette, I got that feel from Alicia Keys, even from wearing like her performances, like her
Yeah.
stage presence, her crowd control, like all of that was like seeing that in real time was like,
Mm.
yo, like this is incredible.
A
Like
whole
because
nother
John, like a
level.
lot of people don't know, John Legend was there too. He was you just coming out, but he was good, but he wasn't nearly as bad as
Now,
Alicia. Like
Alicia
she
Keys.
killed it, bro.
I
She
love Alicia,
killed it.
man. That's a good one. She's a good
So
one.
I so that's her. That's where I get like so she kicked it off. That's everything for her. And then Usher, like I like really like Usher is because of like his music and his voice better, like his registers is like more comfortable with me. So I can sing all his songs and everything. So like vocally, that's where I started like getting my coaching from. So you can look
Hey,
at Usher as like the vocal
yeah,
coach.
I can see
Like
that.
that's where I was getting like all that information and insight from. And
Yeah, I
then
can
as
see
far as
that.
Jamie Foxx, like same thing, falsetto. His falsettos is unbelievable, man.
Yeah,
And
it
like
is.
his character, like he's funny. Like the Jamie Foxx show. I don't know if you ever watched it.
No,
It's one of
yes,
my
I
favorite
have.
shows.
I love that
Yeah,
show.
man, that's
I
one of
love
my
that
favorite
show.
shows, man. So like I would like that. I got all my inspiration from that. Like as far as creating
Hmm.
a image,
Yeah,
as far as
yeah,
creating an image, I feel like that was a great representation because he like the dude was multi-talented. He was into everything. And he's not like a Tank. He's not like a
yeah.
Usher Chris Brown, but he's still like he gets busy. You feel
Now,
me? Like he
yeah,
gets busy in his own way, in his own manner. I
yeah.
like that.
Put his little own twist on it. It's
Yep.
like it's a tank with a twist. It's not a tank, like you said. It's like in the middle.
Yeah.
He still got that same height. He's still that guy. So now, man, I do love Jamie Foxx. He does has crazy falsettos, man, crazy falsettos. So
Chris.
I mean, man, that him being the inspiration, I can tell why you're, the way you hear music, the way you project your sound to, man, I can see these people being the reason why. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I love Alicia Keys and into Not Your Typical Love Song. It has a lot of things put into it. You can tell, like me, it has me loving music. Like I could tell, like I said, it was well thought out. You actually thought about the notes. You're like, okay, this is go better here, and it was what it is. It wasn't no typical love song. Like you
Right.
thought it was when it came on, but then you're like, hold up, you know what I'm saying? So I like the wordplay too. So I love it, and I love that those are your top three because shout out to them because they are the reason why you're pushing so hard in what you're doing. And shout out to
For sure.
moms because she the single mother.
Yeah.
So shout out to moms, man. And speaking again on Not Your Typical Love Song, you guys gotta stay tuned. What was the mission behind this song? You talk about all the greats that has paved the way for you, and now you produced this song that people can tap into. What was the mission behind it?
So I wanted to give like a Jodeci feel, so
Hmm.
like a baby making feel. So like
Did
that's
that?
kind of like yeah, so that's really what I wanted to do because like before that I dropped another song called My Shawty, and that one was like it was a real dope vibe. It made the women feel good, but I wanted to take it
Yeah.
to another level. I wanted to make them feel like they already felt sexy with that song, but this one is more like
Okay.
You know, it's time to get
Like,
for real
you gotta
sexy.
get really
Yeah.
down with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's really what the whole purpose was with this song, like a baby making song.
Hey, you probably once people hear it, I'm pretty sure it'll be a lot of babies happy.
Yeah.
So that song was
For
definitely
sure.
that. It's like, hold on, it's not your typical love
For
song, but
sure.
I'm gonna tell you what's up. But you definitely did that. So you executed on the mission. Good job. Continue to put the music out, man. There's so many
Man, for
people
real.
that's watching you, that's been inspired by you, and just living day to day and being blissful the way you are, carrying this character, this aura, man. You just know that you're meant to be here. So keep using your
Thank you.
voice, bro. I love it. Keep pushing. One last thing. If you could literally change the world, if nobody actually just, people are nosy. So if y'all didn't get nothing,
Mm-hmm.
replay it and replay it. But I know you got something. But if they just didn't get anything, they're still not just quite inspired. And you could just leave one message to inspire them, just one person. What would that message look like in 15 seconds? Go.
All right. So the message that I would leave is just listen, take some time and spend some time with yourself because
Mm.
all the great things that you're looking to attain in life are already within you. You have the tools, you have the knowledge, you have everything that you have. You just have to stop being a little, punk
Yeah.
about it
Yeah.
and put your big girl pants on, put your big boy pants on and go out there and hustle, grind it out and fight it out and figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
but nobody's going to make you do it. Nobody's going to twist your arm. A lot of people are going to stop you from doing it because they need some company. Misery
Yeah.
love company.
Misery love
Listen,
company.
the change you're looking for, you are the change. Become the change you want to see. Start doing stuff different today than you was yesterday if you want to see a better tomorrow. Period.
Hey, period. Bro, if they didn't get nothing from there, I know y'all got something now. I know
For
you got
real.
that fire in your belly now. Get up, go get it. Stop playing with your dreams. It's your dreams, it's your passion. And we all deserve to see it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And right now it's the perfect time. So thank you, bro, for coming on. And I always like to ask random questions before we get off, sign off. So the random question I'm gonna have to ask, it had nothing to do with positivity,
All
just
right.
with laughter, man. All right, so if you could get in the ring for
Mm-hmm.
two things, you have to pick one. Will one, you get in the ring with Mike Tyson, or two, would you get in the ring with a hungry tiger that's ready to eat and his has not eaten for 2 days? Which one?
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson?
Yeah, yeah.
I ain't gonna
I
play.
take a rearranged face. I can do that. I can walk around, you know what I'm saying, without a nose and shit. I can do that with Mike, but I can't go in there with no tiger that ain't ate in
Nah,
2 days. That's wild.
he ready to make you dinner for sure.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Like,
It's a
nah.
wrap. Nah, it's over.
Hey, I'm with you on that with Mike Tyson for 100. Let's get it.
Yeah,
All
a
right, man.
rearranged face. I could do that.
Hey, man, I'm glad that you don't have to make the decision for real. But if that
For real,
happens,
right?
I'm on your side, man. I'll definitely take a rearranged face any day, any day. All right, so man, we appreciate everybody tapping in onto the podcast. It's a blessing to be tapped in with Apollomusiq. So
And
make sure you
thank you.
guys go follow him. He said at Apollomusiq, all major platforms. Okay, period. Go follow him. If nobody told you guys today, tomorrow, yesterday that they love you, know that Shar loves you on the P.E.G podcast. My man Apollomusiq loves
For
you.
sure.
All right, so now you got all the love in the world. You can go get it. You can go grind. Keep the positivity, because just because you're positive don't mean you have to be pussy. I'm gonna just say it like that. I'm sorry. You can be positive but unapologetic. Let's get it and
That's
live
facts.
to inspire. We love y'all, and we see y'all again here at the Positive Energy Generation podcast. Let's get it and let's go. Yeah, yeah.